one more time tonight. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Welcome to the jungle. Watch it bring you to your knees. Take me down to the paradise city when the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Oh, won't you please take me home? I wanna go. I wanna know. Oh, won't you please take me home, baby?
And get out. Let me back up. I can't back up anymore. Well, hell. Okay, then we'll scoot the thing for a little bit. Then hang on 1 second. The wonder of television, kids. There we go. Welcome to the Jeff Meacham Show, here exclusively on the Jeff Meacham Network and our Facebook and Twitter and all that happy jazz. I am, of course, Jeff Meacham. That's what it says there. It says here. It says there, and it even represents right there. So there you go. Welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for joining me today. Lot to talk about outside of wrestling, but also in wrestling. But we will talk a lot about the news in professional wrestling coming up tomorrow after NXT. We'll talk about that as we go through the day, but I'll go ahead and throw out the plug right now. A lot to talk about in professional wrestling coming up tomorrow on Talk Wrestling at about roughly 10:05 Eastern, give or take a minute or two after NXT is done. All right. So again, I come to you on a Monday, and it's been another crazy weekend in the world of sports, the world of Jeff Meacham, the world of entertainment. Let's go ahead and get this one out here right now because I did go see this movie, so we'll talk about it. Daniel says, I just got home from watching Scream 5, which is actually just called Scream, but we'll call it Scream 5 for the sake of sanity today, at the movie theater. My question is, if you've seen it, which I have, where does it rank for you among the Scream franchise? I have to be full. I'm always, completely transparent here on the Jeff Meacham Network as much as I can be anyway. I've yet to see Scream 4 the whole way through. Let me start off with that right off the bat. However, I did enjoy this year's Scream more than 3. I think I even enjoyed it more than the second one. The second one was very good. I enjoyed the reveal of the killer at the end of that one, or the killers. There's always 2 in Scream, right? But I would say it's neck and neck with Scream 2, better than 3, and I haven't seen 4, but I've heard 4 was a complete disaster. So I will say that for me, it ranks neck and neck with Scream 2, but definitely below the very first one. Josh, I appreciate that, Josh. Josh says, howdy, Jeff. Holy freaking crap, the past 2 nights of football, and to every Cowboys fan except Jeff Meacham, hey, y'all ain't dim boys, go 49ers. Yeah, it was a tough day. It was a tough Sunday for everybody. Steelers are out. Cowboys are out. So I could honestly not care any less who wins the game at this point. I mean, really, I don't care. If the Bengals are still in, which I think they are, I'll root for them because of the Origin Town pride. But for me, it's all about the pot at this point. It's all, and I don't mean marijuana, kids, for those of you keeping track at home. I'm talking about Mikey's football squares. Let me go ahead and throw that up there now. Get the plug for Mikey, like I keep promising I will. You can see the whole first row is already filled up. We've got a good chunk of the board already lined up for Super Bowl Sunday, which is in just under a month now. February 13th, I believe, is the date. I'll have to look at that to be sure because I don't know 100% because my brain is not wired into that just yet. 13th. So the day before Valentine's Day, we will have the Super Bowl. I am an LA guy, and I'm glad the Rams are still in. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. It's one of those where I would be happy if the Rams won, but I'd be happier if Cincinnati won because it would make my dad's day. My dad actually got himself a Bengals hat for Christmas this year. So, didn't get himself. My mom and I conspired to get him one. So I would be happier with the Bengals winning than with the Rams winning, honestly and truthfully. Yeah, definitely. Talk to Mikey, talk to myself, get in touch with one of us. PayPal, Zelle, whatever, Western Union, whatever you gotta do to get the money to us, please, brother, please. Hello, beautiful people. That's Zach. His YouTube name is Cody, but that's our buddy Zach. And Jeff Mania. No, actually, it's Meacham Mania. Jeff Mania just seemed too generic because there's a lot of Jeffs. There's only one Meach, and that's me. Walter says I can't talk. My team didn't even make the playoffs, so I don't talk. Yeah, it was nice for once to be able to puff my chest out with the blue and silver, like, yeah, the Cowboys did something, and then they lost. So it's like, what are you gonna do, right? It's okay. It's all good. Hey, let's see. Chris says, "Hey Jeff, I hope you enjoy Raw tonight." We'll see. Again, Raw is an undertaking every Monday night. I'll usually watch it if I don't have anything going on. Now today, I've got a phone call I have to make at the 9:00 Eastern hour that I have to make because I promised my friend I would. And then we have open mic night tonight. Finally, we're actually going to do it. Noah and James, if you're watching, it's going to happen tonight, exclusively on the Jeff Meacham Network. If I can get rid of the comment, there we go. No, maybe there we go. Hi. Tonight after Aaron's Raw review, we will be going live with the global premiere of Open Mic Night here on the Jeff Meacham Network. It will be a thing. And then he says, my thoughts on Cody Rhodes being a free agent, and do you think he'll head back to WWE? I can tell you right now, he will not head back to WWE unless the not only the money is correct, but if the word of the boss is genuine, because he left a lot more for a lot more than just money. He left because creative was crap for him. And he invested and doubled down, went all in, wink, wink, on himself and the Bucks. So I don't even know if the free agency is necessarily true. We'll talk more about it, like I said, tomorrow on Talk Wrestling. But I can't see him going back to WWE with all the opportunities out there for a wrestler these days. Josh says, well, my official prediction are Packers winning. I want a Bills versus 49ers Super Bowl. I would have a problem with that. I'm not a Niners person. Never liked the Niners. And I say that with envy and jealousy or whatever, because they were always so damn good with Montana and then with Steve Young at the head seat, if you will, the head of the table, right, Roman? They're always so damn good. It bothered me, and they were very cocky about it, so I didn't like that. So I wouldn't mind the Bills winning because God knows they've suffered long enough, but not the Niners. No. And the Packers, whatever. I'm over the whole Packer phenomenon. Aaron Rodgers being such a shit show himself. Walter says, I see Brady repeating. Sorry to say, to be honest. Again, Brady repeating wouldn't surprise me. Well, there you go. Okay, good, Mikey. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Brady much like my boy John Cena, it's very hard to bet against Tom Brady. Big game John, a big game Tom, much like big match John. You don't root against either one of them. Raw has a playoff football game going against it and The Rock, so I'm watching the game. Yeah, The Rock is going to be on the I guess the analyst part of the game tonight on Monday Night Football. So there you go. Cody, if Cody goes back to WWE, I will shave my head live on a panel with you guys. No way is he going back. All right. Somebody note that. Take a screenshot. Let me go ahead and do that right there. All right. Walter, you're on the bubble, brother. There you go. If Cody Rhodes returns to WWE, Walter will shave his head live on a panel with us. So that could take up a lot of time in a panel, which is fine. And Cool Brothers, of course, being where they stay 49 miles away, absolutely. And I understand that, and I don't have a problem with rooting for the team that plays where you stay. I even don't have a problem with Christian or my buddy Christian or my buddy Bernie rooting for them, because they've been fans. Christian's family has origins up there, and Bernie's been a Niners fan as long as I've known it, since before I even knew him. Like, Bernie was a Niners fan, I think, coming out the womb, if I know Bernie. So if they win, cool for them. I'm kind of at the point now, and I've said this on this show, I've said it on the shows I've been on with other people. This year's been one of those, okay, cool, whatever moments, right? Like, it's just, I can't sweat the shit. Just can't, because it does me no good to sweat the shit, because then I just get, bogged down in drama. So if the Niners win, cool for the Niners fans. I won't be happy, but I'll be happy for you guys. And I can say that and mean that. So, Josh, I'm just glad I don't have to wear a Steelers jersey on the Greg Cherry show now that Patrick Mahomes just sent Bennett every time. Right? That's always an adventure when you place a bet like that, where you're going to have to wear the opposing colors. And I have yet to lose one of those, by the way. So that's why I don't make them, because I don't like to lose, and my teams have been losing, so I tend to stay away from those. But anyway, Psycho Jet Black says, "Hey Jeff, how about them Cowboys? Won't want." But seriously, at least it wasn't as bad as the Colts. Yeah, the Colts done collapsed. It was fugly how bad they fell, how quickly they fell at that. It was very, very bad. So, and again, I saw a thing on Facebook saying, stop saying dairy, use more descriptive, broaden your vocabulary. It was quite the free fall by the Indianapolis Colts, how fast they plummeted to mediocrity and worse, honestly. So, but again, that is the nature of sports, and the movie was called Any Given Sunday for a reason. Um, it's just one of those things that things happen, and that's the great part about sports. It is unpredictable. It is draining on your blood pressure, no doubt about it, especially if you're a hardcore fan of any team. But it's fun, and it makes it worth turning on that gigantic, or if you have a smaller TV or whatever you want to, turning on that big screen thing and just staring and just with wonder, like, ooh, what's going to happen? So it's all about, folks, whether it's sports, WWE, professional wrestling, sports entertainment, concerts, anything. It's all good. Josh says Raiders just fired their coach. Like the heck. Yeah, I don't understand this. I mean, the Raiders have nothing to be ashamed of, I don't think. And yet they fired their coach, which I find very interesting, because again, you talk about any given Sunday, any given day in this NFL season, it seems anything can happen. And we've talked a lot about that on South by Sports Bar on the Greg Cherry Show, that this is as much of a shit show as the NFC East was last year. The entire National Football League is one giant circus in 2021-22. So I'm almost scared to see what happens when the boys report to camp in August, and just how crazy it gets and how quickly it gets crazy, right? It's just going to be, anticipation is going to be killer, no doubt about it. Chris asked me if I'm ready for the Rumble next Saturday and who can I see winning the men's Rumble match. Again, we're going to have a full prediction show, Chris, coming up a week from Thursday, leading into, and of course it's not in there because that would just be too damn easy. So I'm going to go ahead and ramble on here while I get this graphic loaded, because I was not prepared for this, obviously. Let's see. So we're going to have a graphic. We're going to have a prediction show. It'll be on this channel for sure, and across the, the various, Facebooks and the like. But I don't know if we're going to simulcast it on the Greg Cherry brand or on the Casa, or where we're going to simulcast it exactly. But I can tell you that it will be on this channel for sure. And as soon as I get the thing loaded, there we go. It was in the trailer, which is why I thought it was in the clip section. Obviously it wasn't. So there you go. Only because I know WTC compete with Greg number one. Why is this not going away? I'm not sure what you guys are seeing. Just give me a second here. Oh, there we go. Hi. Technology, not my friend. Very good. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that'll be coming up a week from Thursday. I don't honestly even know if that's going to be live, because I'm going to be on my way to Hollywood. You saw the trailer for Paradise Kitty's show coming up next Thursday. I gotta be there not too long after that show is supposed to end, so it's gonna be cutting it close if I do the show live. I did freeze. You're right. You always spoke. Thank you. Yeah, I did freeze for a second. That's why I thought. I know I wasn't going crazy. Right. Let's see. Walter says sports has way too many. Has a way to trigger literally every emotion in existence, and usually in the same game or fight. It's exactly. That's what it's all about, brother. That's what it's all about. Cool Brothers with a prediction of Jericho And that's been the hottest rumor that we'll see Chris Jericho, although the reports this last week saying that AEW is still behind that forbidden door when it comes to working with WWE. So anything is possible. So we'll have to wait and see a week from Saturday. Better football movie, Gridiron Gang or Longest Yard? I prefer Gridiron Gang myself. As far as the the original Longest Yard was good. I like the remake of Longest Yard because there's so many people in there that I'm familiar with, and I found it funny. I actually like the game plan more than both. Is that wrong of me to like a Disney movie and a Rock movie more than these two movies? I guess it is. But it's my show, so I can do what I want, right? Let's see. Zach, if we can work it out, we'll definitely get you on. All right. Time for break number 1. We'll run this one. We'll be right back. And we thank our friends over Undecided for this hat, my hat with this logo on it, and the original blue shirt with this logo on it. They've done tons of stuff for Dylan's mom and her family. So we are love Undecided. So give them a call, shoot them an email with your custom printing needs. All right, let's see here. So has Ali been officially released, or is he? I think he just asked for it. There hasn't been an official announcement from WWE saying that there's not been an official announcement saying that he's been released. So, grain of salt. Josh says Meltzer claims no AEW in the Rumble, but he also said WWE was changing the name of Chamber to WrestleMania Chamber. So, exactly. Take what you see on social media with a grain of salt. Take what Meltzer says with a carton of salt because it's usually crap. And you have to salt the walkway in front of you so you don't slip on the ice because it's so slippery of how untrue it is. That was a really bad reach to get there, but I got there. I was proud of myself. I did. I really am not going to lie. Remember the Titans was good, Dwayne. I'm not going to lie. Remember the Titans was really good. Pretty much anything Denzel does is good as gold. It just is. Denzel is the man, and I've enjoyed a lot of his works. Any Given Sunday was also good, Walter. Yes, there's a lot of good football movies. Replacements is underrated. You've got Keanu, who again, let me state one more time, I have yet to see an entire Keanu Reeves movie the whole way through. But having said that, I actually think I saw this one start to finish, and it was good. I liked him in it. I liked Gene Hackman in it. I love Gene Hackman. Anything I think is great for the most part. I love Gene Hackman. He's great. Walter says, I wonder what Kofi will do this year to stay away from being eliminated. Big E will be busy. Woodsy not there, so how will it work? Probably have something to do with a crown or a throne, something royal. You would think so, being the right-hand man of the King of the Ring. There'll be something royally involved. Although with Woodsy injured, again, a lot of things can happen. Chris says, can you see RK Bro getting a rematch for the Raw Tag Team Championships at the Royal Rumble? Maybe. And again, that's one of the topics that's going to be discussed on Monday Night Raw. So maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow on Talk Wrestling. Maybe we'll talk about Sunday Open Mic Night, depending on if I can watch Raw before we go live tonight. So we'll see. So I go back. I'll get to your question. It's toward the end here because I think I have the clip somewhere in here about one of them. So we'll go ahead and leave that toward the very end. Okay, but I will get to it. There's the question. I will get to it. I promise. Okay. Zach says, honestly, Jeff, why can't the Washington football team choose the Sentinels as the replacement? Fans would go crazy. Keanu Reeves is a legend. I don't know. I mean, I honestly don't like the Washington football team, so I really don't care what they're called because they need to just lose forever. That's me being honest. Being that it's the first Rumble with fans since 2020 and with Drew and Woodsy, etc. out, WWE needs to figure out how to pull back all the stops. Yep, agreed. 100%. Psycho Jet Buck says, I predict the woman who throws Charlotte out will be her opponent at WrestleMania. I think that's a pretty solid prediction. That's, I don't want to call it safe because that sounds like I'm condescending, but it's a very, very likely scenario that the person that throws Charlotte out will be her opponent for the SmackDown Championship coming up at WrestleMania. Okay, let me check something really quick here. Let me get the comments off of here first of all. And if I lose the background, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to find, because there was a question and I do want to answer it very, very well, very, very much. I just want to see if, why did that comment? I don't want that comment there still. Thank you. Hi. Okay. Is it there? Is it there? Is it there? Oh, it's there. Okay. So the question was posed from Psycho Jet Black. What are my opinions on Ryan? Do you say his name? Satin? I don't know. And Sean Ross Sapp. I don't really have an opinion of Ryan. I've not encountered Ryan. I've not, interacted with Ryan. I just know that a lot of his reporting is what it is. And a lot of it is he gets the information because he is as connected as he is. I assume. I don't know. As far as Sean, people think I have this hatred for Sean Ross Sapp, and I don't. I actually like Sean quite a bit. And I talked with my Jericho Cruise buddy, Kate, about Sean. And he definitely put himself in the forever awesome spot after what happened last week over in the Quizzlemania world.
Greg Cherry for Quizzlemania. Greg Cherry for Quizzlemania. Greg Cherry for Quizzlemania. Hashtag Greg Cherry for Quizzlemania.
When you said you would fill for 10 minutes until RJ City got here, this is not what you promised
Greg
me,
Cherry
John.
for Quizzlemania.
Stop pulling back the curtain, Sean Ross Sapp.
Do it.
So how?
I mean, how can you not be totally like, thank you, Sean. We appreciate that here at the Jeff Meacham Network. And of course, I know Greg appreciates it very much. So yeah, Sean's awesome. And I hope we do get hashtag Greg Cherry for Quizzlemania before 2022 is over. It needs to happen. It really does. Josh, they shouldn't have lost the titles till after the Rumble. You cannot change my mind. I wasn't going to. Again, I'm not the biggest RK Bro fan because I'm not the biggest Riddle fan. But if this split and this thread leads to an awesome match at WrestleMania and it leads to a character shift for Riddle in a way that I find entertaining, I'm okay with it. I really am. I'm 100% okay with that if that's the case. Josh also says, looks like WWE is going with Lita versus Charlotte since Sasha is out till March. Great back, in my opinion. Can't argue with bringing back a legend. And Lita, saying she has got one more run in her. And that'll be another topic we talk about tomorrow on Talk Wrestling. Lita coming out of retirement after all her neck problems. There are so many people that have the career enders on their injury list, and they're coming back. Makes you wonder if Paige is coming back. Really. With what happened with Lita, I kind of see them having her win now, and I believe she will throw Charlotte out. I think whether she wins the Rumble or not is immaterial. I think that either way, she will be challenging Charlotte for the championship at WrestleMania, get that big one-on-one WrestleMania moment that I don't think she ever had. If I remember correctly, she's never had a one-on-one WrestleMania championship match. When you think back on it, because 2000, she really wasn't competing for the championship yet. 2001, she was involved in TLC. 2002 was Triple Threat. 2003, she was hurt. 2004, I think she was still hurt or not competing for the championship. 2005, she was in Christie's corner against Trish. 2006, she was involved in the hardcore match with Edge and Foley, and then she retired. So she hasn't had a one-on-one championship match at WrestleMania, and everybody wants that one big WrestleMania moment, championship match, wherever it may be. So I would love it if Lita got that opportunity. Zach says, is Paige getting fire around her returning? And then Walter says, I think Paige isn't cleared. Again, as far as we know, us, the fandom, Paige is not cleared. It doesn't mean she's not. It just means that we have been told she's not, right? So if that clearance is there, then definitely she needs to come back. The WWE universe loves her. They love the underdog story, and with all the drama and off-screen bullshit she was put through that I ended up being a part of accidentally on E for about 5 minutes, I'm cool with Paige coming back. I'm great if Lita comes back for a decent run. I hope Sasha gets better. I hope the entire women's division recovers enough where they're back at the point they were just a few short years ago, where it was the place to be for women's wrestling was once again WWE. So, but you have AEW doing well with that. You have, to an extent, and again, we'll talk more as we go along the week here, and even maybe open mic night tonight. We'll talk about that. But AEW's got a good division, and the NWA has a lot of solid talent. Impact and their Knockouts division, my God, always the seemingly the standard bearer, at least in this day and age. Do you think Triple H is ever future endeavored? He would accept position with Tony Khan if offered, let's say, an EVP. That's a really interesting question, I suppose, but I just can't see a situation where Vince McMahon would actively future endeavor his own son-in-law. Shane did walk away, but that's the thing. He walked away. He was not let go. Vince didn't want him necessarily to leave as far as leave the company, but he did, and he did well on his own, and he came back. I don't see a scenario where Vince or the company actively fires the son-in-law of the chairman. I don't see that happening. I mean, that's just me being realistic. Cherry of Quizmania, that's it. There you go. Hashtag it out, kids. I did a whole thing on No DQ on why the women's rumble yeah, I saw that, Josh. Thank you. I was going to mention that because I knew you wrote that. So yes, please go check that out. The Rumble is definitely the place to kickstart it and reinvigorate the entire division in WWE. I agree 100%, Josh. Good call, brother. The tag division pretty much is a joke at this point, male and female. Yep, agreed. The article that went up, I think it was either yesterday or today on No DQ about just too many championships. That's 100% of the money. 100% of the money. And I think the whole gimmick at Survivor Series 2001 about consolidation of titles needs to be a thing again. One world champion for the brand, the company, one tag champions male, one tag champions female. I dare say then one singles champion female, and then have the secondary, the IC and the US be brand exclusive. That's how I would do it. And again, I think I did this not too long ago. I do so many shows and I forget what I do and I forget what I don't do, which is even worse. But yeah, it's, again, you have to just kind of, there's too much going on, which is why they feel they need to go 3 hours, because there's so many people that have to promote, plug, do whatever. And then they don't do that. They end up plugging a few at best. How many more matches can you see getting added to the Rumble? Well, I figure we've got 2 Rumbles. So that's 2 hours right there, roughly. 2 world title matches. So there's another, let's see, Lesnar and Lashley should go at least 15. So should Roman and Rollins. So that's another 30 right there. So there's 2.5 right there. Maybe the tag title match mentioned earlier, the rematch, RK Bro versus the Alpha Academy. And you have the Raw Women's match with Becky and Doudrop. So maybe 1 or 2 more at most post kickoff. Who should be Bayley's opponent at WrestleMania if she's cleared on time? I am going to save that answer for next Thursday on the all predictions. Right. Okay. Imagine WWE brought in Nick Aldis. That would be really cool considering they're bringing Mickey in. I would love to see Nick go down the aisle and actually compete in a Royal Rumble match. He is, for lack of a better term, he has been the standard bearer for the National Wrestling Alliance in the Billy Corgan Lightning One era. So to see the perennial NWA champion, he's not champion right now. I understand that. Trevor Murdoch. I know. I watch the show. If he were to walk down the aisle at the Royal Rumble, that'd be really, really cool. That would be it's optimistic. It's a long shot, but it would still be awesome. All right. We will be right back after a word from our favorite baker. All right. Again, you can check out our buddy Lex over at bakedbylex.com. Damn good shortbread. I will tell you that right now. As a Santa ambassador, I dig it the most. Would I mark out if Ken Shamrock appeared at the Rumble? That'd be cool, but I wouldn't mark it. I wouldn't have a spaz about Ken Shamrock. I liked Ken. I feel like an idiot for not remembering he and Severn were both going to be local here for a meet and greet because I missed an opportunity to meet our very first ever guest in the history of the NoDQ.com podcast / live stream era, which was 20 years ago this year, Dan the Beef Severn, but it is what it is. The memory's not so good. But I wouldn't mark it. I'd be happy for Ken if he was able to make an appearance and get a little rub there. But it would be cool. But I wouldn't mark it. How about that? If Triple H wants peace in his house, he better not even think about Dwayne Atkinson's question. Right? Exactly. Can I see Bayley returning the Rumble to face Becky at Mania? Again, I'll reserve the full long form answer for Thursday night next week, but the short answer is yes, I can. Do I think it's possible for WWE to bring back wrestlers that they fired during the 90-day non-compete, or will they have to wait and renegotiate? I don't know how that works, to be honest with you, Psycho. I think if they're still within their 90 and they released them, since they can't go anywhere, they can bring them back and just say, hey, you can come back if you want, and if the talent says I'm good, thanks anyway. But again, if they're within a non-compete, and again, I'm not a contract, I don't do contracts. I have no idea how this shit works, to be honest with you. But it's my understanding that if they're within their 90-day or 30-day, if you're NXT non-compete window, you're still under contract with the company technically, so they can exercise the clause to bring you back. I mean, again, I would have to talk to somebody that's worked for WWE, and I have a few friends that have done that, but I don't feel comfortable asking them about that because it's their money, it's their livelihood, it's their business, not mine. And it really depends on the talent. Like a lot of people that got canned last year ended up better off working for AEW, the NWA, Impact, be able to flex their, spread their creative wings. And Matt Cardona, I mean, my God, can you imagine Matt Cardona doing a tenth of what he's doing if he was still Zack Ryder? No friggin' way. Not a chance in hell. So it really depends on what the talent wants, I think. Walter says, I want Kane to be an entrant in the Rumble just to choke slam and eliminate Johnny Knoxville. Yes. Kane and celebrities were always a running gag. Yes, I am perfectly okay with Mayor Jacobs, Kane, Isaac Yankem, Diesel 2.0, whoever, throwing that jackass over the top rope. And I had to sit through another of those trailers. Oh my God, I hate Jackass so much. And I know it's wrong to hate. And I know people find it funny and it's stupid funny. I've never, ever, ever liked Jackass. And I can say that with confidence, I don't like South Park anymore. I don't like Family Guy anymore. I've always loathed Jackass because they're idiots, because they put their bodies through unnecessarily stupid shit. So I hope Knoxville gets thrown into freaking Kansas City. They're in St. Louis for the Rumble. So, yeah. Are we reading too much into the forbidden door in WWE? With the current production, we should not set ourselves up for disappointment. Should we? Agreed. I actually was thinking about that a lot when I saw the reports of AEW's not left forbidden door thing. It's like we are putting way too much stock in the fact that door has been blown open. Way, way, way too much stock. Just because Mickie James in the Rumble doesn't mean we're going to get, 10 AEW people or 4 NWA people or, 6 Impact people. She's a Knockouts champion. Yes. She's an NWA executive producer. Yes. But she's also somebody they did terribly wrong upon exit with the whole trash bag thing. And I think that they wanted to make that right with Mickie and make that right with their own company policy. That dude, the person that allowed that happen got canned. To counterpoint that, the reports have been that Laurinaitis himself has said that there's no more borders. So one has to wonder what to believe. If Johnny Ace did in fact say the border is, open, then anything is possible because he was the last guy I would ever think would advocate for that. So Josh says Lena Vega and Carmella versus Bellas versus Boston Hell Connection versus Divas of Destruction. I think is Divas of Doom. I thought it was he's trying to say Beth and Natty at Mania. I'm okay with that actually because I like the four teams there. I'm good with that. That'd be work. It would just I'd love to just hear WWE actually say. Well, they did say it. Well, okay. Let me try to be diplomatic here. They did acknowledge the NWA championship back in 1998 when Dan Severn was the champion and he was part of, for a time, that NWA invasion stupid thing they did with Cornette. So it has been acknowledged. Actually, the 10 pounds of gold has been acknowledged on television, as a matter of fact, as the NWA World Championship. So it's not out of the realm possibility, but again, Nick's not the champion, Trevor Murdoch is. And, I think that's a perception problem that a lot of people are having, at least the people I've talked to. The fact that a WWE tag team perennial / mid-carder at best is the world's heavyweight champion of another company. It's like, okay, so why do I care about the NWA then? But again, Nick Aldis has that name recognition around the world now because of being the face of the NWA for the last 4 years. So we'll see. Should the NXT and main roster women's titles be merged? If you're referring to the tag titles, yes. I agree with yes. And he said it in there. Okay. Yes, without question. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate that. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I'd love to see Petey Williams, Dwayne says, enter the Rumble just to see him do one more Canadian Destroyer. He actually has been in and out of Impact Television recently. That would be cool to see him on WWE TV, at least if only for one night. Chris says, I can see Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt coming back. Again, we've talked about that for all year. Braun coming back, although I know Adam appeared at Ring of Honor before they did their hiatus, so we'll see. And as far as Wyndham Rotunda, Bray Wyatt, trying to figure him out is a job in and of itself. So I don't speculate on Bray Wyatt because he's so hard to predict. I did not see, Josh, that Mickey did confirm she will have her title and Hardcore Country theme. That's awesome. That's great. As it should be. So Walter says, I want to know how bad the tag division is. I legit forgot Carmella and Zelina were the champions. So Josh just asked that. Yeah. Exactly. I want Billy Kidman at the Royal Rumble just so we can hear that theme song again. You can run, but you can't hide. That song was bad. That was a very, very lame song for my money. I actually don't mind his quote unquote generic WCW theme. I actually enjoyed that theme quite a bit. It's just a simple track, but it worked for him and his personality at the time he had transitioned away from the flock. So, all right. I think I'm gonna put a pin in that now. I'll start the plugs, and we know when you start doing plugs on any of our channels here, we'll be going to overtime with questions and super chats. So we'll see if I get a super chat, I'll keep going. But if not, we'll go ahead and put a pin in for the night. So again, contact myself or let me get rid of that damn logo. There it is. There we go. Contact myself or Mikey regarding Super Bowl squares. Again, there's the current board as it sits right now. I haven't picked any squares yet. I think I have my one freebie I got. I don't know if I actually made it or not. But there it be, folks. So check it out. Again, our buddies at Paradise Kitty a week from Thursday coming up at the Whiskey A Go-Go. Check them out over at whiskeyAgogo.com and paradisekitty.band.com. Tonight, immediately after Monday Night Raw and Aaron's review of said Raw, will be our world premiere global premiere, I should say, of Open Mic Night. Finally getting that done. I feel bad for Noah and James. I've been putting them off for a month, and I feel like a dick. Tomorrow, I've been told Staffway Sports Bar is going to take place, but there's a wrinkle in it, and I don't like not knowing what's going to happen as the executive producer, but I was told to be ready at 7, so that's when I'm going to be ready. And then after that, of course, after NXT is Talk Wrestling. We'll talk everything you see on the screen here and so much more. Wednesday, the Greg Cherry Show, where Greg and I do we'll play taps for our football seasons because it's over. Thursday, first on the Greg Cherry brand at 6 o'clock Eastern Pacific, we will have WTC Round 2 marches on in that championship tournament. And then at 7 o'clock, our buddy Adam Contras returns to discuss Official Journey, Volume 1. And I have watched that documentary. It is awesome. So check it out. We'll be talking about that and much, much more with Adam coming up Thursday night. And then Friday, God willing, the first Dads of 2022 will be up as we discuss Jim Carrey's best movies. The show that's supposed to go up on the 7th will now be going up in the February non-wrestling slot. JJ, unfortunately, is unable to record the No Way Out best of show because he hasn't had a chance to rewatch No Way Out content to see really what would he list as the best. So again, we're gonna scrap that for now. We'll do that next year. But we're going to have the top 10 non-WrestleMania celebrity moments coming up on February 4th. And then February 18th will be our regularly scheduled non-wrestling show of top 10 romantic comedy / chick flicks. And that's all coming up on Dads. And then next week, our regular shows, but also Royal Rumble predictions on Thursday. Again, that's probably going to be at 7 o'clock instead of 6. And then Rumble Watch Along next Saturday because Rumble's here, folks. All right, guys. Thank you all very, very much. I appreciate you being along for the ride as you do every week. Again, we'll see you tonight coming up at probably around, I would guess, knowing Aaron and his Raw recaps, probably about 11:30 at worst Eastern for James and Noah hosting open mic night along with me being in the quote unquote control room here on the network. So that's where it'll be. Have a great night, guys. We'll see you tonight and then tomorrow for Sports Bar and Talk Wrestling. See ya.